Happy Friday. Got started a little late. Sorry. Just a few minutes. No big deal. Had to take care of a few things, but we got it. Look at his concerned look. I love watching these. This little slideshow is just awesome. There we go. Now it's up and going. This'll likely be my last Kerbal stream until after Thanksgiving. Maybe I might try and squeak it in a little bit before Thanksgiving. But we're going to be traveling Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so those are my typical stream nights. So I may not be streaming. So this may be the last time you see me until after Thanksgiving. So let's go ahead and see where we were at here. There's still 1 year, 7 days, and some odd minutes out on this Eva Diva maneuver. Here I am already yawning and I haven't even started my stream yet. I blame my comfy bed for beckoning me back to come sleep. Come to me, come sleep. Oh, you need to sleep with the comfy bed. Did we ever make it out to Drez? I don't think we made it out to Drez. Check this one out. Jeez, can I stop yawning? Okay, my last yawn. I think we need to take this thing horizontal. Or something. Yeah, there we go. No, I think that's going to point us away from the sun. think I remembered why I didn't want this thing sitting that way. I think we're going to have to come up and reconfigure some of these. Retract. What happens if we retract all those? Start research. Have they all shut down? Why have they all shut down? I need to learn how to build a space station. Hey, how's it going, Vulcan? Yeah, me too. We all need to learn how to build a space station. Yeah, I was just saying that this will probably be the last stream that I'll be doing until after Thanksgiving, because we're going to be traveling Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week, which are my normal stream days. So I probably won't be here to make any kind of streams. So yeah, we're going to try and make this one an exciting one. So I don't know how yet, but we'll see what we can do. I wanted to see what we had research-wise here real quick. Because I think I might want to build a new science-y type of thing. Well, should I just do a stream about that? I mean, should we? We're actually going to Kirsten's aunt's to pick up her mom and bring her back so she can fly out Friday. So I mean, I guess maybe I could technically be streaming Friday, but depends on what time we. Well, I guess it depends on what time her flight is Friday. We might be in town Friday, because I think she flies out early Friday morning. So yeah, I might be streaming next Friday, now that I think about it. But yeah. So I was thinking about creating a craft that not only has a lander attached to it, but yeah, it's a holiday, right? Maybe I'll just set like a rerun or something on my stream. But what I want to do is create a craft where it's a lander, but it also does science. So it's kind of a dual role. And we're taking all of the science with us. And we're researching the science as we go. Just for smiles and wiggles. Let's see, I don't know. I used to know how these things worked, but originally intended to reheat pizza. Clone cabin ground pod. Clone school. I don't know what that means. take this and we put this on top of it. I don't like how I don't like how the girders don't line up. I don't like how the doors don't line up. The girders still don't line up. Maybe I need to put this on the bottom. Or maybe I should just not go with it at all. These all say the same things. With a recruiting office, you can recruit civilians into your space program. It's always nice to show a little people. A school for cloned and hatched Kerbals to train to a profession. Oh! This is probably like colonization or something. Don't know why we'd want to colonize anything. We're only Kerbals. And this is our research lab. Boop. This is gonna look silly. Auto strut, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. And this is our zoology bay that we'll put at the top of this. Alright, we're 55 tons already. $84 tons. We're gonna have to drop you down a bit, aren't we? We're gonna put a docking port on the end of this because we can. We're gonna put a docking port on the end of this because we can. Oh, but I need to put a nose cone on top of this here for aerodynamical ability. Now the question is, do we have a lifter to get this 84 tons of rocket into space?
Holly's jealous because I let Ladybird in and not her.
Well, why'd you do something cruel like that? Alright, let's go with some fuel tanks here. I think we can start with you. Then we can start with you. We can make you super big. stage looks too gigantic, CF elbows. Right? Hey, she is pestering Ladybird. Can you take her out? Ladybird just wants to be left alone, and Polly is bugging her. Either Ladybird goes out and Polly... You know what? I'd much rather have Polly out and Ladybird in. Wow. We're gonna need some really big rockets for this. Auto strut. Auto strut. You know, the whole thing is, I really have no plans for this. Like, zero. Zero plans whatsoever. The most I have right now... We're gonna set that aside here. Now, let's see what ginormous engines we have. Because, you know, I had some complaints last time about me using only electric motors. So, we're gonna not use electric motors this time. Alright? Some people just want to complain.
Hello, Vulcan.
Burn some gas. Exactly. Yeah, we'll burn some gas today. We gotta have some big booms. Yeah, I think that's the biggest engine we have. So that already got us up to a 1.05 thrust to weight ratio. So that's pretty stinking good. Okay, we need some decrapplers. I think if we use these. And auto strut. Come on. Why are we not attaching to this? Are you freaking kidding me? Am I gonna have to rebuild that whole stage again? Okay. This game sometimes. Alright. Alright, that'll give you a thrust. I think it's this one here. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to take this guy. We can shrink him down. I'm going to take this guy. We can shrink him down. I still gotta run my tubing. But yeah, I still don't know what we're doing with this thing. I don't even know if I had those set up correctly. Are they pointed inwards? No, they're pointed off to the side. Alright. Give me fuel, lots of fuel to the shiny skies above. Don't fence me in. You down here, bring you guys up here. And that gives us absolutely no thrust to weight ratio. All we're doing is hauling fuel. There's no kill like overkill. That's right. That's right. No kill like overkill. But is it really overkill if it gets the job done? I mean, that's just the question we really need to be asking ourselves.
No, it's not.
If it's getting the job done, is it really overkill? We got the young feller over here who's saying, nope, not at all.
Honestly, I like doing overkill. Whenever I kill a head crab, I shoot it just a couple more times just to make sure it's dead.
Do ya?
Yep.
You know, I think you need to be going to bed, not getting comfortable sitting next to me.
Shut up.
See, Polly knows I'm right. She even said so.
She's just barking because she can't get in here.
Like I said, she knows I'm right. 5-9. That looks like a much bigger number. Alright, I need those lower. Put those down to about here. Okay, it is 9 o'clock. You need to go to bed. Good night. I shouldn't have had to hint that hard, son. I think we need... There we go. These little fellers go onto these fellers here. Alright. What a rocket. And we're gonna come in here. We're gonna go sub-assemblies. We're gonna save this. And we're gonna call it. No, wait. Weight limits? What are these weight limits you speak of? structural. And we're going to use the long Spaceway heavy duty clamps. And you guys all get that. And you guys go off with these guys. You guys go off with these guys. Now, what do we have we can do crew-wise in here? Alright, we need... There. I hope we have some way of flying this thing. Unless we just want to launch this thing up into space with no one on it. We're going to have to put some kind of command computer on it to fly it. Clear. There we go. I need to put some power on here. Because I was just thinking about it. I have no batteries. And if I plan on flying this thing, we're going to, at the very least, need battery. And we can come up with a solar panel cell later. And that's a lot of delta V. We can get this thing pretty stinking high. Alright. Why don't we go with a fuel cell array? Because that's only good if we have fuel cells. Well, we'll just, that's 6 tons. Or we could squeeze that in there. Nah, we'll bring that up later. For right now, why don't we just smash... we just put some of these guys... Let's put them right there. Alright. And what about a flight computer? We need at least some kind of flight computer. Oh, command and control too. Yeah, we need some of that. And... Now we have some way to fly it. Let's see how wrong it goes. It's probably not even going to get off the ground. It's going to probably burst into flames 2 seconds after launch. You watch. You watch. You watch. It'll happen. Watch. Watch. See? It's already happening. It's already gone wrong. Ascent guidance. Let's put a 2 in front of that number. Look at it go crazy. Those SRBs are shimmying and shaking real bad. Are those things not even on properly? It's almost like it's doing some sort of spin stabilization thing here. We still have so much Delta V left, it's not even funny. This is where the boom's gonna come in. When those outer tanks are spent, they've got to peel away, and they might spin around and hit the back of the vessel and blow that last engine up. So I think that's where our big boom is going to come in. It was really loud on my end. I had to turn it down. I think I was probably talking too loud in your guys' ears because of how loud it was in mine. Just about spending this fuel. Getting down to the last few meters per second. Now we get to see the spectacular boom. Throttling down. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Love how that happened. Well, it's got 1 hour and 20 seconds to make that rotation. Glad I put battery power on it. But, yeah, we got tons of extra fuel left. Probably only needed half the booster that we had. But hey, we were going for making something big and loud. And that's what we did. Was a beautiful launch, though. I mean, perfect gravity turn, perfect separation. Nothing catastrophically went kablooey, which is always a major plus. And, you know, we got everything up here with no deaths. Not that we had anybody on it for a death to occur, but you know, there's always that possibility, right? How high up are we gonna move this thing? That's up pretty high. Kind of wondering if we could boost our science lab up here. Just try and clear up everything on low Earth. Do another reconfiguration of our science lab. Look at this thing slowly creep towards that node. I'm just glad we had over an hour to do it. Focus camera. Now that's where it's going to rotate from. Generating power to keep things a-moving. Because, yeah, we could bring the science labs up and attach it here and attach it there, which will spread them out more. so that those radiators don't interfere anymore with each other. Almost there. There's our cap. Do I have this set? Yeah, auto warp. Okay. We still need to get our parry up a little bit, but that's okay. That'll happen with this next man hoover. It's only a 34-second burn. He's working hard to try and line that thing up, man. I don't think it knows what way is up. And here we go. Whee! I think this is just going to be living space. Let's turn all the lights on. Why not? Why not? That's still a lot of fuel left. Beautiful. Well, that made it up here successfully. It did work. I'm actually very happy it worked. I do build a good rocket. That's one thing I'm pretty good at, is building a decent rocket. Now all we have to do is bring people up here to populate it. What does that say? Oh, it's a little DNA thing. Okay. Light emission enabled. McJeb. Ooh, that has a McJeb on it. Sorry, I'm just playing around with the interesting lights. Okay, that's going to keep it powered for now. To the Space Center. Well, I can make it go boom. That's not that hard to make it go boom. Now, I'm wondering, because we've got the pusher, I don't know if the pusher is going to be adequate enough to relocate our Ultra Science up into that higher orbit. I might have to bring a heavier duty vessel up here. See, here's our pusher down here. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna have what it takes. So we may need to bring a bigger, badder vessel up here to help move this kid home. We need to repair this anyway. Okay. I've got a plan brewing. I think I know how we're gonna make this work. Okay, Space Center. So we want this new pusher to have good control over this mass. The difficulty in doing that is that its weight needs to be equal to the weight of what we're going to be pushing, so that its maneuverability and balance can work out. Let me go back real quick and let me look at the mass of that vessel, because I want to say it's like 110 tons or something like that. Ultra Science mass 111 tons. So in order to counterbalance this, we need to have a pusher of equal or greater value so that it can bully this around. Now, we technically already have a pusher ready for that, because we just put, what was it, 80 something? Well, that's 799, but the actual payload itself was like 88 tons or something like that, 58 tons. So, we need to build a very special pusher. A pusher that is so special, it makes even the most special pushers look special. And I think that's what we're going to start with. Yep, that looks like that's about the right size. Okay. That's already 1.2 tons. Okay, so we're on the right track. But we need to adapt that down to, I think that right there. Let's see. No, smaller. Yes. Okay. 44 tons already. Ooh, this is gonna work out nice. Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah. Because we have some RCS here that does run off liquid fuel. See, I think that's just monopropellant, yeah. Which one of these did we have that was all liquid fuel? There's one of these blocks. It's this one here, 5-way veneer thruster. Yeah, so we're gonna definitely have to use them along with the Werner and okay. We're gonna need some power. Ooh, that's hardly any power at all. That's a tiny power. That's okay. We know how to make it larger. That's got a lot of power. 32,000. It ain't gonna run out anytime soon. I think at this point we can take this subassembly right here. There. Now, need to make a few corrections here. There, we can lower that thing down just a smidge now. Smidge. Smidge. And we need to put aerodynamical nose cone on here. Too big. Eh. And we want to stage, enable port staging right there. Let's put him on his own stage. Now, This is where it's gonna get tricky. Need our RCS guide. I also need some command and control units. I'm gonna put one down here. I don't need 4 of those, I only need 2. Dos. We are the dos amigos. We are the dos amigos. Okay, so we've got that rotational ability going on there. Wow, those things really that small? You know what? We're gonna do it this way. We're gonna put U6 up here. Can we increase the size of those things? No. Okay. We're gonna take U6. We're gonna put you guys right here. Then we're gonna take U6. Put you guys right here. Then we're gonna take U6. We're gonna put you guys right here. Ooh, that's got a big push on it, doesn't it? Mega pusher. We'll see how it works. I got a feeling this gonna fail horribly. When I say it's gonna fail horribly, I mean it's literally yeah. It's not gonna be right. This whole thing's designed to be disposable, so really. I think that's a little large. Can we reduce that? No. That's okay. I don't think we need that because we've got enough reaction control wheels on here. I think we're okay. Double check our staging. Make sure it's not funky in some way. Vessel mass 6,967 tons. Wow. That is definitely a super ship. That makes Starship look tiny at that mass. This is definitely a real ground thumper. This is the kind of craft that will create seismic activity when it takes off. And I'm not talking like your normal. Who cares earthquakes? These are like, you'll have to repair buildings afterwards. The type of earthquakes this thing's gonna give off. It's definitely a thumper. Well, it's still holding together. Let's go into our ascent guidance, and we want to set our ascents. Yeah, let's go 180. It's going to be a lot extra fuel. I don't think we have solar panels to deploy, but I think we'll be just fine. Oh, that's right. All these are liquid fuel, so we don't even have to worry about RCS. We could leave. Yeah, they're already firing. All right. Engage autopilot. Man, I want to hear that engine without these SRBs, man. That sounds critical. I think we got a lot more rocket this time than we had before because our boosters are just about spent. We're not up as high. At least we know those will be empty. Some of those didn't even have a chance. Those tanks are just about spent. 22 seconds. I think we're gonna reach our orbital height before we get there, though. Oh, we're throttling back. There we go. Since we don't care how much fuel we spend in the process. Just listen to those things peter out. It's burning that fuel a little bit, isn't it? That's exactly what we want. Once we kick those other elephants off, we should have quite a bit more maneuverability. I'll stop trying to chase it. I think we're fine. Alright, let's come in here. We want to set you as our target. And we want our Rondasvos. Maximum closing velocity, let's set that at about 50 meters a second. That's still wicked fast though. Yes! Yes, actually I am doing RCS on this monstrosity. And it seems to be working very well. See the little RCS fellers? It's saving me a crap ton on power, I'll give it that. Because I don't have to use all those reaction control wheels. And we actually have thrust to give us a full 360 degree XYZ variable here, so. I would say it's probably more like towing a Suburban with probably a Yugo. Um, it has some power, but a Chihuahua would just sit there and shiver itself to death. That's all a Chihuahua would do. This thing definitely has way more power than a Chihuahua. At least those are the lies I'm telling myself, anyway. Smite? A slight inclination change. It could probably do that 7.2 meters a second with just the RCS. So we got a 1 day, 2 hours, and 18 minutes for this maneuver. And that'll probably, well, it won't quite finish off our external tanks. But I'm thinking about kicking those other tanks off here pretty quick. Mostly because we're getting to the point to where they're just dead weight at this point. There's not much fuel left in them. This is going to burn them down. It's only 29 meters a second. I think a lot of it right now is we're just burning them as RCS, so just to save electrical power, right? Coming up on our day here. Man, how many orbits are we making here? Well, at least another 4 hour and 27 minutes worth. Power-wise, it's still holding out. next time I'm gonna try something different. I got an interesting plan for my next set of boosters. Just to shed weight. I think you'll like it. I think you'll dig it. Kind of something I've been thinking about for the last little while. To improve shedding weight. And I mean, if I were doing a cost-based space program, it would probably matter and there would be no way I'd do it. But because I'm not doing a cost-based space program and money is infinite, I have a plan on how to shed weight on tanks and still use the fuel in the tanks. Real interesting idea. Because I just get tired of having huge elephants on the back of my rockets and no way to shed just a little bit of the weight to make them more efficient. Alright, we're down to 1 hour and 40 minutes. Speaking of space and things that have happened in space recently, I know I may have sent the article to some of you. I don't know if all of you saw it or not, but NASA has admitted that they may have inadvertently killed life on Mars back in the 1970s. It's a real interesting article. They sent a probe up there and was doing some samples with where they thought some organisms might be. And of course, water is the life-sustaining force of life, right? So in their infinite wisdom, they're like, let's just send up a bunch of water and drench these things in water and see how things go. And what they didn't consider is that they probably wouldn't want to be drowned to death. And inadvertently took up an experiment that washed the bacteria to the point to where, or whatever it was, there's still no evidence that it was actually life. But after they did a little more research, which they should have done to start with, they feel that if there were anything in there, it very likely would have been killed by the experiment, because there's some organisms that they have discovered that will feed off of water that's within salt crystals. And in doing that, they use very little amounts of water, just enough to sustain them. And they use the salt primarily as a habitat. Well, if you drench those things in water, it's the equivalent of, it doesn't matter how much of a fish you are, you're going to drown, right? So they changed the habitat, and they theorized that the bacteria had died, but they don't have any microscopes up there to see if there were actually any microorganisms there. They're just looking for carbon traces of life, is what they're doing. But yeah, it was kind of interesting article back in 1976 when that happened. Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we get it wrong. And that time they got it wrong. So just a little bit of your space history. I found it interesting. Did I send you that article, Vulcan? Did you read that today, or? I can't remember if I sent it to you. I think I sent you the one about wind blows and microsecond, right? The article about NASA killing what they think they killed life on Mars. Alright. Getting rid of those big boys. Now we should be far more accurate in our maneuvers. Alright, I'll have to send it to you. It's an interesting read. It really is. It's one of those things when you read it, you go, what the heck, NASA? Because one of their main objectives when they initially started exploring space was to not contaminate the habitats that they were exploring. And they kind of contaminate the habitat that they're exploring when they do craft like that. So it's just interesting. Alright, let's disengage the autopilot for a minute. See if we can drift a little closer to our target here. Oh, they've done that several times. One of the main reasons is you get two different departments working on it in two different parts of the world, and some use feet and some use meters. And this is why NASA finally decided everything from here on out, when it deals with space travel, has all got to be done in meters, kilometers, and because if they're going to go out there and they're going to include the rest of the world into it, they need to have a standard, right? So, and that's where we're at right now. The rest of the world's included, and they're all gearing up their space programs. I mean, we got India in there, we got China, we got places in Brazil, we've got companies. Everybody's got a space program now. It helps if I re-engage my autopilot. Oh, stop this madness. I watch some of it. I don't watch a lot of stuff online much anymore. I just don't have the time with everything I have going on. It's my time has become very scattered, so I don't watch as much of it as I used to online. Which is kind of a shame because I really enjoyed watching Kerbal content. Come around, we'll try and lock into that node. We'll use our RCS to Oh, nice. That sounds like something I would normally watch, yeah. This whole thing here is just about as long as that whole thing there. I think we got a little more mass than we do on that space station. So we might be able to bully it around just a smidgen. But I'm actually very happy with how well this thing maneuvers. I mean, one great big gigantic tank. That's really all it is. It's just one big gigantic fuel tank, and it's maneuvering very, very well. So I'm really kind of impressed. Maybe I should have hooked up here. No, I think this is better because that way it's more in line. We're not trying to push and bend and flex it. Turn on your lights. Yeah, there's been several documentaries about something similar to that. Um, it the way it would have changed the dynamics of the world would have been very interesting if Russia had gotten there first. Um, and that's one of my other arguments about. Yeah, it's speculative fiction, exactly. But that's one of my primary arguments of people who sit there and say, "Oh, we never went to the moon." I will agree with what you say 100% if you can tell me exactly why the Russians congratulated us on it. The one group who would have done everything they could to disprove that we went to the moon congratulated us on it. So, and even to this day, it's still no one has an answer for that. So if it's so fake and it is supposed to be one of those big conspiracies, they can't answer that question. And the reason why is because Russia, with their radar systems and everything else, could see what we were doing, saw where we went, and went, "Yep, they did it." We shared the information as to where they could find the reflective mirrors on the moon, and they did their tests. And yeah, yeah. But there's a lot of people who sit there and say, "Well, they had to do that because, you know, they have to keep the conspiracy going. So of course that's how they busted everything." There's just some people you can't please on that. So. It's slowing itself down. Oh. Oh. I was a little concerned that we were gonna. Oh, we barely eked out that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at how close we were with that radiator. Holy cow. We barely eked that out. Oh, wow. Alright, well, we got our new pusher up here. And that charged our batteries up all the way. Now for the multi-million-dollar question. Are we going to have the thrust that it's going to take to, we should. Thrust to weight ratio is 1.06. We have 3,785 meters a second. Let's do some testing to see how well. It's really slow, really sluggish. I think we may have to do this in stages. Yeah, it's exactly. I am wondering if we just need to separate. Well, pusher might be able to bring this. I am just trying to decide here if what we are about to do is a good idea or not. Okay, I'm going to go in. I'm going to do a hard save. Science lab relocate. There. So now if I go in and load save, I should have one here. It says science lab relocate. Science lab relocate right there. Okay. Oh, we don't want to quit to main. Resume flight. Set as target. Oh, this is gonna be. This is a bad idea. This is a terrible idea. We are gonna control from here. Because this is our primary craft, I want to make sure we're controlling from the right instead of from this guy, because I think that was our primary. Would have had us trying to go backwards, which, judging by the direction that it turned, This thing's gonna be wibbly wobbly the whole way. But what are you gonna do? Okay, we don't need that other 9 meters a second. This is going radio out. Interesting. Wonder why it's going radio out. Oh, that would be why. Is this not auto warping? What? Why is it firing its rocket? What? It fired so early. Told you it was a bad idea. So, this is what I was saying. Maybe what we should do is disconnect from here. Same camera. Undock, there we go. Boy, I really kicked it off, didn't I? I think the stress from the... I think it's called better saves or similar. Yeah, that's kind of what I just did with that hard save. Alright, let's see if this maneuver is better now. Control from here. A little more control. And if this doesn't work, then it doesn't work. We'll try something else. Because a lot of this is all about a balance, you know, having the balance between the larger vessel and the smaller vessel. And if you got too much push one way and not enough the other, it throws everything off. McJeb can't figure out how to fly it. Maybe we should retract this. And you know, that could have been our balance problem right there. Let's go ahead and stop your research. Let that generator cool down. It did it again. Why is it firing prematurely? I don't understand why it is firing so early. Why is it... It's not even waiting the 22 hours it's required to make the maneuver. I'm confused, guys. I am way confused. Can someone explain it to me right now? Alright, let's do this. This is why I name them something unique, like, you know, Orbital Burn 27 or whatever. So that when I do hard, like on that one, it says, you know, space station relocate. So I knew exactly where I was at when I made that hard save. So it's one of the reasons why I rename them that way. Then I can just go in. But yeah, the whole quick save 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's they're thinking that people are going to be smart enough to rename it something special, but we don't, because we don't think it's special. Hire all these people. I need more science. I need to get more science. I've got a plan. Let's open this up here. Oh, this is the wrong thing. That's not what I want. I was looking for, oh, payload. That's what I need to be under. Interesting. can I put this guy in here now? I can. Payload. We're gonna take another one of these. I'll put it right there. Or was our other device that we wanted? Because we had another device that was like this camera that was really large to put on these things. I think that's it. Yeah, that's a pretty big one. Pop you off for a second. We're gonna pop you off for a second. And we're gonna come in here to electrical. It's a new probe. That is more power than you can shake a stick at. Don't try and shake sticks at it. We need more science here. Man, that thing's tiny in there, isn't it? I don't know why I'm putting an atmospheric test in this thing if it's gonna be in space, but you never know. I mean, something might happen. Gotta give him the cardboard box. We'll put our accelerometer down here. I don't know, just seemed like a good idea at the time. Don't think we need any of those. I experiment, incubator. Oh yeah, we're gonna move you out of the way. Because we gotta put our specimen right here. Why is that not? Do we need to have it up top here? Why is that? Yep, that's what I thought. I should be able to spin freely in there, I think, huh? Well, instead of messing around with this, there. Now you know for sure. We'll put this right here. Makes total sense. Microwave oven can interfere with that radiogram there, so. I already have a tentacle in there. So much space, so little science. Close. Close. Oops. We're only 11 tons? Well, that hardly seems worth it. We need an adapter plate. Alright, I think we need to go with this guy. that doesn't look... Build it up again. Maybe that's what we should go with. Oh, jeez. Because that just looks bad. Looks too chonky. That's better. And that should be aerodynamic enough to... Alright. We need some communication. It's 15 gig. 5.713 mits a second. That's 2 mits. That's 11 at 4 mits. 100 gig. This is 100 gig at 20. Ah, that's still... I mean, this is a bigger packet size. But the cost of power, I mean, that's 200. Could relocate this and put this on top. Looks like that was designed more for that anyway. Maybe we could slide you in over here somewhere. Or is that going to create some crazy aerodynamic drag? Oh, but that will interfere with our, that clips through that anyway. We could take this feller and put it over this, well. right there for now. Actually, we're gonna take you out. I think even if we... That's kind of what I'm thinking with this as well, but I don't think there's any... Yeah, see, that hangs out too far. And while it can deploy into that, it's still... Yeah, that's a 1.25 scale too. Oh, we can make her smaller, can't we? Yeah, why don't we just make it smaller, man? Question is, will it still be as effective? That's the multi-million-dollar question, right? Let's start with that and see what happens. We still don't even have power on this yet. Thinking maybe we should put a couple of these like right here, just as backups. What's that? Of course she's pouting. Okay. I really don't know what I'm doing at this point, guys. I was going to make a probe that we could just shoot off out into space and have it manage itself. We could still do that. We just need a ton of power. I still don't know how much power these things kick out if we have them that large. 13 tons. Put these things on, it takes it up to 95 tons. But could you imagine the power output of those things? rooted. Those are heaviest part, rigid attachments. And let's go ahead and slap this bad boy on it. Really wish I could increase the size of that. Let's do this. Let's or do we want to go with maybe something like this? No. Or is it something more like this? No. Something more like this? No. Ooh, I like that. That's got some good thrust to weight ratio. Let's see what happens. See if this darn thing will fly. Probably like a dead duck. And we're out of power. There's too much. These things don't. Well, I mean, I guess we could take a nuclear generator with us. That just looks plain silly. Why don't we, that's better. And we want to make this, auto strutted. Starting generator. Let's go with ascent guidance. There we go. Now we have infinite power. This thing's gonna fly forever. I think this will be the last flight, guys, and then I'm gonna get it up to this altitude. We're gonna let her hang out there, and we'll pick up later. It's 2:16, so 2 hours and 16 minutes. I think we've exceeded our time limit here. I think I might need to put some control surfaces on this bad boy. Let's go ahead and transmit all to ultrascience. Let's let it recollect all that data again. This is going to cause an overheat issue, isn't it? lose a part. These are going to overheat. Oh, did we survive? Wonder how much damage was caused to that thing. Let's see how high out we are. That's pretty high. Let's open these doors. Make it look like we're actually collecting some science. Dink. You know what I didn't put on this thing? I didn't put any RCS. Not that it needs it. It has a power generator. It's got this power generator, right? I don't... Reactor's running. Why are you telling me? Without a power generator to provide electric charge. It's got... Transfer all to Ultra Science. Utilities. We should have left one of those isotope generators on here. Alright, guys. This feller's up here. I'm gonna let him go for a little bit. I think we're gonna end it here for now. But this guy, he can go anywhere and do anything and see everybody. And it's got something so long range that it could probably be... It could probably be clear out here and still transmit. Let's select a target for interplanetary. Alright, well let's go back again. Let's select Duna. Okay, there we go. Let's select Dakota. Ooh, 173 days. Include capture burn. Transit duration 145 years. Well, I don't know about that. That's only 25-year duration to that one. That's a little more sane. That's 10-year duration on that. 7-year. 2-year. 2-year. Get out this far here, man. That'd be a long mission. Send something out. 125 stinking years. I wonder if that duration would be any better. What does that maneuver look like? Uh-oh. I think I broke it. I don't think it can math. I think I broke the algorithm. The math that it needed for this transfer. Maybe it was never meant to be. Maybe you're not designed to go to that. We're not special enough. Oh, did it actually calculate it out? I don't see a... Oh, well, it looks like we run smack dab into Joule. That might be why we're not getting any... Okay, we're gonna cancel this for a little bit. Hey, if we'd get an intercept on Jewel, that's pretty cool. Alright, guys, we're going to come back. We're going to play with this guy next time when we do our next stream. In the meantime, thanks for joining. Hope you had fun. Hope you learned a lot. Hope I kept you entertained. And I hope that in the future you will tell your friends, family, anyone else who likes to watch weird things on the internet to come watch me. And I'll talk to all of you later. Well, I'm glad you had fun. It's always good to have fun. I gotta go back to the Space Center, otherwise that thing's gonna thrust its way away. Because part of my stopping stream is pressing the shift button, and that causes throttle.